of the young stars of the Democratic Party, Miss AOC. Did I get that right? Have you guys heard about her before? Oh, she's one of those young up-and-comers who's just causing a big stir for herself, and hopefully she can make a name for her and her political friends. They call themselves the Squad. Are you familiar with these people? Anyways, they want the Democrats to go continuously further to the left to stand a chance in the midterms. You know what? Hey, their continuous shift towards Marxism and just outright socialism, okay, the overwhelming amount of money that they want to spend in the government and just their weird take on social issues, that is just driving an absolute collapse in the polls. But no, the problem with the lack of support from the major public, okay, from the people who just kind of want the government to do what they do and then just stay out of their everyday life, the problem with that is they aren't interfering into everyday life enough, because everybody loves the government as much as AOC and the Squad does, right? Squad members hints Biden is ignoring progressives. Good. It's like a fraction of the population. Oh, sure, it's an overwhelming amount of Twitter. But again, Twitter is not real life. And most of those people are either underage, operating multiple fucking accounts, or don't live in your country and wouldn't be able to leave their fucking house because they're 600 pounds anyways and couldn't vote. So why would you take tips and pointers from social media, you dolts? But again, we're talking about AOC. Yeah, but ignoring progressives, that's fine. The world's better off for it. Should use more executive action. Remember how Biden said, "I will not rule like a dictator like the previous guy would. I will be a president for all American people." But according to his party, he should use more executive action, and claims she predicted Manchin would kill Build Back Better. Yup, exactly. Because we can't do this democratically, we should do it authoritarianly. Every single socialist, every fucking time, dude. Can't get what you want? Just force it. It's not popular with the public. We know better than them. Representative doing an odd salute, if you ask me. AOC is warning President Joe Biden and her fellow Democrats. Right. They're in trouble on Tuesday if the party does not cater to its more progressive base before November's midterm elections. Okay, the self-proclaimed Democratic Socialist suggested the president was ignoring the very people who got him elected in 2020. Was she talking at a cemetery? The president should in fact be using his executive powers to govern decisively. In a new interview for New York Magazine, the left-wing firebrand, is that a synonym for idiot? Whose stunning upset victory of former House Representative Joe Crowley in 2018 skyrocketed her to national prominence. No, it was a decent set of tits and a lot of fucking promotion that catapulted her to national relevance, I guess, unfortunately. And the days of backslapping and backroom deals are in the past. That's exactly what her and her campaign does, and all of her friends' campaign do. You remember the scandals of her and not being too forthright and forthcoming with her campaign finance? I remember. Wasn't that long ago. As an example, she brought up West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, whose opposition to Biden's progressive Build Back Better plan killed the $1.7 trillion spending package. That was all the social spending. That was a part of the bifurcated Build Back Better plan. Anyways, despite months of negotiations between Capitol Hill and the White House, I feel like our politics have fundamentally changed, or has fundamentally changed. Whether it's for the better or for worse is for the people's determination. Yeah, they speak. Okay, I know I'm jumping in here, obviously, because she's so dumb. The people speak, and whenever a socialist, an open socialist, is on the ballot outside of places like New York and Minnesota, they hate socialism, and they don't want it. Okay, so the people speak, and your voice is small. Okay, not as small as your teeth, unfortunately. Those are big, and it should be smaller. If we're going by even your logic by saying it's the people's determination. The people don't want your horseshit brand of politics. It's pretty fucking obvious. But I was never under the illusion that we can bring Manchin along. Yeah, you're right. You have the slimmest of majorities in the Senate. So yeah, just kick out the other guy, because that's what a good socialist does. Hey, comrade, if you aren't on our side, well, just Photoshop you and we'll just airbrush you out of all pictures. You will never exist. Don't worry. We'll take care of all your problems. Ocasio-Cortez and the rest of the House Progressive Caucus had initially held up the bipartisan $1.2 trillion infrastructure deal that moderates in both parties were pushing, demanding that it be passed alongside Build Back Better, which initially was the nearly $4 trillion spending package. And then once Mitch McConnell's, well, we're not going to vote for it, we're going to use the filibuster. And then they're, oh yeah, we need to get rid of the filibuster, not realizing that elections happen every 2 fucking years, you dunce. Oh, you should just get rid of the filibuster because we want mob rule, because that's smart. She was one of 6 House Democrats who wound up voting against the compromise plan, citing her concerns the larger climate and social spending bill would die in the Senate if moderates were forced to vote on both together. A fear that wound up coming true when Manchin said he would vote no in December. Yeah, no, I ain't voting for that shit. And guess what? It died. Oh, responses I would love to give come November in accordance with many a Democratic campaign. But no. It looks like AOC's wish is coming true, because some of those far left plans are coming to fruition. Like one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life, and this was a part of the budget that Biden released earlier in the week. He proposes a new minimum tax on billionaires and unrealized gains. You haven't even made the money yet, and we're already going to tax it because we're with the government and we're here to help. This is retarded. Not because I'm simping for billionaires or anything like that. It's just, I just operate by these very simple principles that nobody's ever been employed by poor people. So why are you trying to push out the rich people from your country? Oh, because you want socialism. You want everybody to work for the government. I got it. Anyways. President Biden on Monday unveiled a new minimum tax targeting billionaires as part of his 2023 budget request, proposing a 20% tax rate that would hit both income and unrealized capital gains on the wealthiest Americans. That's great. If you want to propose a flat tax, I'd be down for that, okay? But it's a 20% income tax rate, which is bizarre, ridiculous, theoretically illegal, but you can go ahead and propose it. It's not going to end up well for you. The billionaire minimum income tax would establish a 20% minimum tax on all U.S. households worth more than $100 million, or about 0.01% of Americans. They need to pay their fair share. So what's your other justification other than just that idiotic platitude that you like to trot out every once in a while? No, fair share, man. Anyways, the White House projected that more than half the revenue generated by the tax would stem from the country's 700 billionaires, which, if it passes and comes into law, is going to be a lot fewer than 700 billionaires. Because what's the incentive of having your gains dwindled away? It makes no fucking sense. If enacted, the tax would reduce the deficit by about $360 billion over the next decade. What exactly is the deficit at right now? How many trillions of dollars? 10, 11 trillion? Okay, cool. Representing more than a third of Biden's team's plan to trim the spending gap by $1.3 trillion. Yeah, no, it'll generate $360 billion. Sweet. You know what else would generate a lot more deficit reduction? Stop spending like a drunk sailor out on shore leave. Biden is a capitalist. Oh, what? This is a weird way of going about capitalism. And believes that anyone should be able to become a millionaire or a billionaire. Oh no, here it comes. He also believes that it is wrong for America to have a tax code that results in America's wealthiest household paying a lower tax rate than working families. Oh, God. These people. I'm not a financial expert by any means, but for fuck's sakes, it's not true. It's verifiably untrue. And yet they keep repeating this lie over and over and over again. Under the proposal, the top sliver of the U.S. households, this is just passing a law to specifically target, like it says, 700 individuals, okay? People whose net worth is over $100 million, which isn't even a billionaire, by the way. I know, right? $100 million isn't $1 billion. Fucking big surprise there. It's specifically targeting a easily quantifiable group. Isn't that something like discrimination? whatever. Under their proposal, yeah, like they said, forced to pay a tax rate of at least 20% of their full income, or a combination of wage and whatever made in unrealized gains. If a billionaire is not paying 20% of their income, they will owe a top-up payment. Oh, that makes up the difference to meet the new minimum. Wonderful. Households that are paying 20% will not be required to pay an additional tax. I wouldn't even begin to even know or how to approach a billionaire's taxes. I would guess, okay, after or even before a lot of the different tax codes are employed by accurate and adequate accountants in the world, I don't think 20% is going to be anywhere near what they're paying. What their actual net at the end of it is, it's tough to say, but I'd imagine they're probably paying, theoretically, around that 20%. But no, everybody needs to pay their fair share. Because many of the ultra-rich derive their vast wealth from the soaring values of assets like stock and property, which are not considered to be taxable incomes unless the individual sells. Yes. They're not legally... Oh, they are able to legally store their fortunes and reduce their tax bite. Yeah, not everybody, in case you're brain dead, they don't keep, if they're a billionaire, if they're worth $1 billion, that doesn't mean their fucking city bank account doesn't have $1 billion fucking tab, okay? They own real estate, they own land, they own islands in some cases, they own yachts, they own fucking real estate and all that shit. That's something else that these fucking idiots that don't realize anyways. Under current law, the gain is only taxed when the owner sells the assets, yes, or converts them to liquid commodities. As a result, this new minimum tax will eliminate the ability of unrealized income of ultra-high net worth households. God, this just sounds so envious and malicious. To go untaxed for decades or generations, the White House said in budget proposals. Can you cite a single case where this happens? Although Biden did not endorse a billionaire's tax during the 2020 presidential campaign, he threw his support behind the idea in the past year after Joe Manchin killed a different spending plan that included tax hikes on well-off corporations and Americans earning more than $400,000. You probably should, because those are the job creators, and if you disincentivize job creators from making money, they aren't going to be doing the thing that helps out the economy. But no, just print more money, money machine go burr, and economy will just get better. And God, all of this is for absolutely nothing. This is all to placate a base of people that don't fucking exist, continue to go left, and just eventually fall right off the cliff. With all of that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.